on this Wednesday morning. Today, I'm so excited. We haven't done rings for such, I don't know, quite a while now. We haven't done rings. I can't even remember when the last time we did rings. So if you do remember, let me know in the chat. So I'm just gonna quickly show you. We're gonna make these beautiful, beautiful rings. I got 7 colorways for you. Making 14 different rings, because each colorway will make you 2 rings. We got a beautiful offer on there on a big bundle, and what I do love about this, that you can make the shank elastic, so you can have you know, if like you got arthritis or like for me, like in the summer my fingers do swell up, so I do like to wear some, I do love to wear rings, but in the summer I kind of shy away from them because of for that reason. But if you make the shank elastic, it will just give you that little bit of comfort. So you can, even if your fingers does swell up a little bit like mine, then you can still wear your rings. So what I'm gonna quickly turn you down, and I'm gonna show you what you can do. Let me just go, and then I'll pop you over to the website as well, but I'm going to show you the rings quickly because I really do love them. So I got 7 colorways. Each colorway will make you 2 rings. So kind of the base color, the bricks are exactly the same, but the top bit can be very different, and using different SuperDuos as well. Very easy technique, I will show you, and you can get a beautiful result as well. So while I'm pulling up the website, I'm going to come and say hello to you all and see how you're doing. Good morning, Mina. Carol, good morning. Judith, good morning. Good morning. Lucy's here. Lovely Lucy. Oh, lovely Lucy's here. Angela, lovely day today in so far. It's a bit overcast here, but I'm hoping the sun will come out later on. Good morning, Sue. Janice, good morning. Diana, good morning. Mary, good morning. Joanne, good morning. The links are gorgeous. Thank you. Heidi, good morning. Gwen, good morning, lovely. Chrissy, good morning. There's so many of lovelies are here. Mary, good morning. Looking forward to this today. Diane, morning, Kitty. Very windy here. It was a little bit windy yesterday here, but it's, or the wind died down. It's just a little bit overcast now. Elaine, good morning. Lucy saying, oh, I love this. Think I need the bundle. Good morning, Brenda. Anna, good morning. Beautiful sunny morning here in Perth. So we will have to Perth. It's sunny in Perth. Let's all head to Perth. Oh, interesting. I'm hosting a bead club this afternoon. We'll certainly be recommending the tea to them. Oh, bless you. Thank you so much. Right. Okay. So let me pop you over to the website, and then I can show you. There we go. I can show you. I'm going to go back to the front page. So by now, you know what you need to, where you need to go. You're going to go to TotallyBeads.co.uk. You're going to click on either this big button here, seeing video tutorials, or go into the categories and click on there. We got hundreds and hundreds of tutorials. These beaders keep popping up. Go away. And hundreds and hundreds of tutorials going back the last 3 years. Today is the Jose ring. And I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to show all the different colorways and options for you. So the ring kits are $5.99, make you 2 rings. Each one of the bundles are going to make you, to each one of the kits is going to make you 2 rings. So there is plenty. There is loads of different colorways there. So I try to do sort of lighter ones and darker ones as well, like this one, which is the forest and sky. I will show you on the camera, but because they are, the bricks themselves is like an iris color, and it has got both greens and blues with it, and they're just really great because the topping then can be either. And once you add the tops on it, you don't really see the bricks underneath it from the top. So the bundle is here. So the bundle should be £41.93. It's £28 today, so it goes down to £2 a ring. And what you actually get in a bundle as well, and I'm just going to pop this in, you do get the tools needed, needle and thread needed, but you do get the elastic included in the bundle, so you can make your rings elasticated. And Lucy just popped the link in there in the Facebook, so you can go and have a have a look at the kits today. Right, okay, I'm gonna come back down and we're gonna start straight away making very nice, and there we go, over clicking on the red, very nice and quick mix. So I'm going to show you the colors quickly. So Blackened Pearl is the first one. I love how Leah names them. So this one is more of sort of like a dusty pink base, and we have got on the top, on one version, you're gonna have this sort of space gray pearls, and I just chosen sort of the little microcrystals in the middle to kind of represent the pearls themselves. This one is more pinky, but again it's more of like a vintage pink, and the microcrystals really stand out on this one because I chosen quite a strong pink for that one. Next one is the copper, which is this one. I do love a copper color. Again, with copper you can put so many different colors. It was so hard to choose, so I chosen like more of a maroon, sort of a deep wine color, and more of taking it to the sort of beigey browny way as well. Next one is the Forest and Sky. So I got that ring on myself as well, and this one is elasticated, and I haven't cut the bottom of the elastic off, just sort of I can show you that how does it work with the elastic. I'm going to be making it with thread today, but I will talk you through how to do the elastic part as well. So this one is the Forest Sky. So again, we got more of a tealy finish, more of a greeny finish, and then we got more of a blue finish, because these bricks, and if I turn them sideways, can you see they got both of those colors in them, so it's really nice to kind of like work with them. Next one is the Hazel Peach, which is our gold. Now in one sort of colorway I've taken it more to the sort of ivory finish. I think the pearl's called Buttermilk, or maybe the ecru. I don't know, there's so many different colors, and I just added the gold crystal on the top. I really like this colorway. And in the other one I've taken it to sort of mid to darker gold, so again the two rings going to be very different. And just take a sip of my coffee. The next one is the Ivory Gold. So this one has got a really sort of a darker iris brown bricks at the bottom. In one I've taken it to the darker sort of antique gold color, and the other one I lightened it up. So again, you got two different looking rings there. Next one is the Plum Amethyst, which is this one. So this one is more of a plum, and this one is more of the amethyst color. So again, because of the bricks themselves have got those sort of shine on them, so you can take them kind of either way when you add things onto the top of it. So one of them is more of a rusty color, and the other one is more of like a true purple color on the top. And last but not least, we got the Purple Grape. One of them is taking it more to a grape color, the other one is taking it to a really dark deep purple color, and this one has got like a purple iris bricks to go as the shank. And the purple, like if I put the purple from the Plum Amethyst next to it, again, can you see like it's a different color? So none of the colors are repeated throughout the kit. So if you get the bundle, you're gonna have 14 different rings to work with. And what I love about it, and I put this one on but you can't see the bottom. What I love about it is that it's kind of top part is only sit on the top of your fingers, and underneath is quite sort of nice and smooth, so it's really comfortable to wear it as well. And I think like you could layer it up, so you could add, that's a bit too small for me, you could wear 2 rings at the same time to make it, or even 3, to make it more of a cocktail ring and more of sort of a very bling going out in an evening with them. So I am going to start. What color shall I demo with? You know the question. Which color did you like the most? Let me quickly just rephrase the numbers, and when the color comes up what you like, just put it in the chat so I know which one you like the best, and I can demo with that one. So we had Blackened Pearl, then we had Copper one, then we had Forest Sky, which is these 2, then we had Hazel Peach, then we had Scroll down, ivory gold, then we had plum amethyst, and last but not least we had the purple grape. So Lucy's saying pink. What a surprise, Lucy's saying pink. Carol is saying grape. Good morning, Annie, nice to see you here. Very stylish. Janice is saying thank you very much. Please make with elastic, as I know some people struggle using elastic. I didn't grab elastic out of the cupboard. That's the only reason. I had one sort of sunbathing around my room, but I'm not sure if I can lay my hand on it, but I'll show you. I will talk you through exactly how to do the elastic. It's very, very easy. You're gonna do exactly the same at the top for the elastic and for the thread as well, because even if you do it with elastic, you still need thread to do the top part. So the top part, the sewing, the pearls and the seed beads and the crystals on are done with thread. So on the elastic version, let's pick up the elastic version so you can see it. On the elastic version, only the bottom part is elastic, the top part is still done with thread. So you got a nice solid part at the top, and this is actually great because when you're wearing it, like even like if it has to get a little bit bigger, the top part is never going to come apart. It's always going to give away from the bottom and not from the top. So it's quite a nice one to do. So Heidi said purple, copper, grape, copper. So you got 2 for the copper. Peach. Just ordered the bundle. Thank you very much. The bundle is, I can't remember. Simon was telling me yesterday, but I think the bundle is only available a couple of days because we only have certain amount of stock for in certain colors. So once one of the colors goes out of stock, the bundle goes out of stock. So do grab the bundle while you can, because Jenny's saying copper as well, because after the bundle is gone, after one color is gone, the bundle is gone. Right, okay, I'm going to do the copper dance because 3 of you said copper. So let's just move these beauties out. So we're going to work with the brick beads, and bricks are, and I probably put a bit too much out here. So bricks are, as they say in the name, it is brick shaped bead, and they have got 2 holes through them. So there is a hole going, and my needle is so straight. There's a hole going through there. Let me just get a bit of a rest, and I'm going to zoom in a bit as well so you can see it better. So there's a hole going there, and there's another hole going just here. Now, because they are exactly the same shape, either way I turn them, it doesn't really matter what way we pick them up at all. They're just gonna sit really, really nicely. And what's the good thing about this, because we got 2 holes here, we're gonna go through, we're gonna have 2 lines running around our ring. And as there is 2 lines running around the ring, it can't twist. It cannot twist at all, so it's a really nice solid piece. Okay, so copper. The next question is going to be, which topping shall we do? I'm going to choose the topping. I'm going to do the ivory one because I just really like that one. So I got my bricks out. I'm going to grab some of my. Oh, let me show you. So the kit comes, the bricks come separately, and the 2 colors, let me just grab the other one out, comes separately as well in a little bag. All the materials in there, what you need for the topping. This is only the topping, and the bricks come in a separate little bag. I haven't got a brick measure. I've got brick measure right here, so that comes in a separate little bag, but this is a different color kit. So I just had a larger bag here, like a little tube. Okay, so and I need the pearls and the microcrystals. So again, with the pearls, you only need a few. Microcrystal, you only need a few as well. I'm just gonna grab them off of this strand, and we will be ready to go. So I'm gonna do it with thread, but with elastic, you would do exactly the same. With a slightly different. So with thread, we're gonna go through 2 or 3 times, and with elastic we are going to only go through 1 time. Where did I'll just use this needle. Let's use this needle. So thread wise, I'm going to try to match the brick itself or the topping, but something like a bit neutral is probably the best way to go. So just threading my needle and we can get going. Brenda's saying just got my order in for the bundle. Thank you very much. I think it's a lovely little project to do because it doesn't take long. So I reckon it's gonna take you probably about 10 minutes to make a ring. So if you do sell your jewelry or if you do little country shows or anything coming up, it's like a quick way to make, you know, some money. And if you're doing presents as well, for somebody with the bundle, you do get the elastic, so it doesn't really matter if it's a little bit smaller because it will fit, it will stretch out. So you get the elastic free with the bundle. With the little kits, the single kits, if you want, you can add them in as an option at the bottom. My thread is just twisting. There we go. So I'm gonna start, and doesn't matter if you do the elastic or if you do the, just gonna let this thread untwist even before I start because I have been so unlucky with thread lately. What I'm doing is just holding the needle just underneath the eye and I'm just pulling it through my hand before I start beading. So I and I'm gonna bring it in, and you can see that the thread is untwisting. Sometimes some colors can be a little bit more twisted. It depends how they taken it off the big bobbins. And if the thread is twisted, it's more likely to get knotted. Good morning, Joy. Right, okay, so even if you do the elastic or even if you do the version with the thread, you're gonna start in the middle. Now I do appreciate that some people have larger fingers and some people have smaller fingers. If I put the two next to it, and I had a ring sizer somewhere, but again, it's in that safe place. But bless, it's in a safe place. So for my finger, this is a tiny bit big, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on this one, if like we look at the middle point, then you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 7 on one side and 7 on the other side because I counted the middle twice there. So it doesn't matter kinda which version you make. This is the part what you want to adjust on. So if you got a smaller finger, you might want instead of 16, you might want 14 or even 12. But if I'm going to do 12 at the bottom and I make the ring really smaller, then as you can see, I kind of need to adjust the top as well. So then I'm not going to have as many sections on the top. I'm going to have one less because at the top section, you really want to, I got quite a nice and wide hands, but the top section, you just want to come from finger to finger on one side. If you make them for yourself, you can kind of experiment on the first one, and the rest of them you're gonna make it a perfect size. So it's really hard to kind of tell you about sizing for rings because we all have very different size fingers. My ones are I always call my fingers sausage fingers because they are quite big. So I'm gonna actually make it one less brick for the ring I'm making. So I'm gonna go ahead, so I'm always starting in the middle of the bottom. I'm gonna pick up 8 brick beads and I will pick up 7 on the other side. Now as with bricks as well, when I pick them up, I like to sort of just turn them towards me just to see through the hole, just to make sure there is no blockage in the hole, because I don't want to come back later on when I'm coming back on the other side and find that the hole is blocked. And I do the same for SuperDuos as well. So kind of just look from top to through the bottom and see that there is no blockages in the holes there. So I got 8 bricks on there so far. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to start to add the crown. So I'm going to pick up one SuperDuo, I'm going to pick up another brick, another SuperDuo, another brick, another SuperDuo, another brick, until I have got 6 SuperDuos on my stand there. So that's 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is my top part of the ring. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the other side of the shank there. So I'm going to pick up 7 for me for this one. I'm just looking from above for the holes. 5, 6, and then 7. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go all the way around and all of those beads I just picked up. So I'm going to come from this side and I'm just going to go in. There we go. Pull this up and I'm going to go all the way through all of them to meet my tail. Now I will knot my tail and working end together and on this project because I want kind of like sort of a tightish finish with this one. Let me just move this over just a tiny bit. When I have used flat elastic with big eye needle in the past, it quickly breaks, cuts the elastic, and it needs to stop this, please. Absolutely. So with flat elastic, I only nib the last inch of the end because you're not really going to be using any more, you know, the end the needle can cut into the elastic itself. So you only want to use the last little bit as you're pulling them through. And the key to it sometimes is that you don't put many beads on at the same time, and you can put the beads on your needle as you're going through, but pull them down one by one, because if you try to pull so many through at the same time, that's when the elastic kind of gets under a bit of a stress there. So I'm going to go ahead and knot this together. So if I did an elastic one, I would have done exactly the same. I would have started at one end. I would have picked up all of the beads on half of the shank, picked up the top and the beads for the other half of the shank. I would come down in the middle and I would knot it, because with elastic you kind of can't really go through so easily one more time, but if you are able to go through one more time, then it's great. So I just knotted it together, just the left over right, right over left. Actually knotted it, I think, 3 times. So from here, I kind of like to go through the bottom, this row again. So we've been through twice, and this will be the 3rd time, because I am really not good at taking my ring off when I'm doing washing up, or like, you know, washing my hands. I always, like, sometimes I remember and I take my rings off, but most of the time I just sort of get on with it. Or if I'm cleaning something, I'm so naughty, like I don't take them off. So if you gonna introduce obviously the fibers in the thread, if you're going to introduce it, and sort of the elastic as well, if you're going to introduce it all sorts of different detergents and whatnot, they can stretch out a little bit over time. So the best thing to do, to go through, I like to go through another time all the way through, and as you can see, it's got quite nice and tight, but I'm going to go through one more time. So I got 3 lots of threads, what would then have to stretch out for the ring to get bigger. So it's just kind of like adding the extra security for me. If otherwise going through twice is more than enough. There we go. So I'm almost done. Just make sure it doesn't loop on anything. I'm just pulling this loop. Oh, Carol saying, whoops, the bundle fell in my basket. Bless you, thank you. The bundle is only on sale, I think, for a couple of days, until it's one of the colors goes out of stock. The whole bundle will go out of stock because we haven't got any more colors. It's all what we have. Right, okay, so I am back down to the middle, and actually what I'm gonna do, let's loop it on, make sure we don't loop the thread on any of the beads. I'm just gonna go past my tail if the knot lets me. So I'm just right by the knot and just go past one bead. So I have got a complete 3 circle on there. Just pulling this through. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to turn around in the next brick. So I'm just going to turn my project around and I'm going to come back through that freehole. I'm just going to leave that tail there. We're going to deal with that later. So I'm just going to come back through the same brick. And now I'm going to travel on in the other holes all the way around. Now, when I get to the top, when I get to the top here, where the first SuperDuo is on the other side, I simply just gonna pick up a SuperDuo and go into the next brick. So I'm just filling in the SuperDuos on this side as well. And again, picking another one. Now with rings or anything like this, when you can experiment with all sorts of different beads. I kind of like how the, even now when we're sewing together, can you see like how the SuperDuos, they stand up like little prongs, like ready to take whatever other bead we want to add into it. Make sure your thread is strong. And then I'm out on the other side. I just added the last SuperDuo there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through, and can you see as I'm pulling it, it's kind of sort of getting to pulled straight. I'm going to go through this a couple of times. And again, if you did with elastic and you did, you would have to knot the first row. So with elastic, you wouldn't turn around. You would knot your first one row in one side, and then you would come in with the other one. Oh, I did double it up. Look, there's two lines there. So I went around once and I went around again and then knotted it. So with elastic as well, you would do two separate lines. So one line in one hole and the other line in the other hole. But with thread, you kind of get away using the same thread. So I'm going around. As I'm going around, I am pulling it tighter. So this is the second time I'm going around, and I'm going to go through a third time as well to make it really nice and strong. If you wanted it, you could do two separate lines to really pull it tight and knot it off. But I think if you keep a nice and tight tension, it will be just as nice. Just going around, pulling it out, so make sure don't get caught on any of the beads. You don't want any rogue thread paths. The amount of time it happens to me as well, and I have to kind of like go back and get rid of it or hide it. So just always keeping an eye on and making it sure that I don't get caught on when I am doing it. So going all the way around. Now that's the second time. I'm going to go around the third time, sort of half of the third time, and then I'm going to go on at the top and then go around, finish the third time after the top, and knot my tail end and my working end together once more before I take the threads out, just to have really secure. But can you see, like that is very, very straight, pulled it nice and tight, and it's actually quite, the more you go through the ring itself, it becomes more solid as well. So it's not squidgy, it becomes less and less squidgy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up until I come out of the first SuperDuo. So I just want to come out of this SuperDuo here. Now I'm going to turn around in this SuperDuo. So, or we could have done it sort of just stop before the SuperDuo and then go through the other hole, but then you would have like a little thread path showing on the other side. So I'm going to sort of double turn around here. So I'm going to come back through the SuperDuo itself, and I'm going to jump to the other side, and I just need a few seed beads out. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take these down, and I'm going to come through the other SuperDuos. So kinda I did this because if I didn't do this, I would have like a little thread showing right underneath there. And I'm kind of like, I like small details, like to pay attention to small details. So we are in the right direction now. I'm gonna pick up a pearl and I'm gonna come through the next SuperDuos, pick up another pearl and the next SuperDuos, and I'm just kind of filling up the gaps there. The empty gaps with the pearls, with the 4mm pearls. Now, of course, you could work out and use all sorts of other different beads. 4mm is about the right one. I did try 5mm crystals, but they were a little bit too big. I got down to the other end, so I'm gonna pick up 4 seed beads again and turn around. So I don't have a thread path like the in between. I can see like an end there, and I got the seed beads. I'm gonna come back through the pearls. So again, picking up 1, picking up 2, this pattern would make a nice bracelet, absolutely. So with the bracelet, you can, like, you would have to work out because you would have a natural curve depending on what you would add to the top. If you added smaller beads, you have a smaller curve, so you'd have to work out what would fit in the gap. It would make a beautiful bangle as well. Right down to the bottom. So once again, I want to turn around, so I'm just going to go through these seed beads here. And what I want to do next is I want to add the crisscrosses in between the pearls. So I'm going to come through those seed beads. I'm just turning it around. I'm going to come through the first SuperDuos and the pearl. And I just want to add the little detail. You can leave your ring like this if you wanted to, but I think it's just nice to add a little sort of extra right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead and 1 crystal and 1 seed bead, and there's 2 ways to do it. So you can run down on one side and then run back down the other side, joining it. Either way, you kind of gonna have an even finish. It's really up to you. What are you more comfortable with? Or you can zigzag down and then you can zigzag up. I'm just gonna use the same side. So I'm not gonna pull it too tight at this point. I'm just gonna have a nice even tension. So I'm adding a seed bead, crystal, seed bead in between every single pearl. But can you see, like, to achieve the same look, to achieve the same outcome, there is so many different pathways, there is so many different thread paths we can use, and it's still all going to look the same. So I'm right down at the bottom. Once again, I'm going to turn around, so I'm going to go out in a SuperDuos through that seed beads. Now with the size 15s, you can probably comfortably go through a couple of times, but any more than that, you really have to pull them up into the first pearl. And now what I'm going to do is pick up 1 seed bead, and I'm going to go back through the crystal, what I just added. Then pick up another seed bead and go through the pearl. So I'm kind of centralizing that crystal in the middle there, pulling everything together. If you have any question, please pop a Q in front of your question so I can make sure I answer it for you. I'm just going to fill in the gaps and adding these in as I go all the way down. So seed bead through the crystal, seed bead, oops, I just pinged the seed bead across the room, through the pearl, seed bead, through the crystal, seed bead to the pearl. Now don't forget, with the bundle, you're gonna be making, for £28, you're gonna be making 14 rings. I just really like how that turned out. Such a nice, nice quick make as well. So now all I'm gonna do is I'm going to cheat here. So as I'm coming out of the purl, I'm going to go straight into the SuperDuo itself and down. I'm going to take my thread down to meet where my tail is. I'm just going to wiggle it through. There we go, pulling it nice and tight, just making sure I didn't pull too tight and didn't distort the top. And keep on carrying down. My tail is just there. And once again, I'm gonna knot my tail end and my working end together, kind of secure everything down. But this knot will be in between those two bricks, right in the middle, so it's not gonna get in the way and nobody's gonna see it. And then I'm gonna take one thread through a couple of beads this way, so I don't really want to cut it off right next to the knot. You might have to sort of wiggle it a little bit to get your needle out because they're quite nice and tight together. Just making sure it doesn't. What's wrong with you, thread? You've been so good all day and you're gonna give me a little knot on the very last pull before I cut you off. Maybe it doesn't want to be cut off. There's literally just wrapped around itself. There we go. Let's pull that through. There we go. And then I'm going to pull this in. I'm going to cut one off. I'm going to trim the other side off. I'm going to add a needle to that. And I'm going to take that to the opposite direction. To work that side off as well. Just threading the needle. If any questions, please pop a Q in front of your questions so I can answer it for you. Does the knot stick out on the elastic? You can pull the bricks themselves have got quite large holes, so you can pull the knot of the elastic slightly inside. I'll show you. I didn't cut the ends of the elastic off on the ring I made because I wanted to show you where it is or how does it look like. Let me just pull this through towards the other side, and then I'm going to trim this thread off, so then my ring is ready and it's ready to wear. I really like that color. Excuse my little cut on my hand. I'm gonna put my fingers on it. I had a argument with the laundry door trying to get the laundry basket through the door, and I just caught my hand and I was like, oh no, I wasn't really properly paying that much attention where I was going. So I'm just gonna pop this off. This is actually the perfect size for me. So with the elastic ones, so the bricks like that, that's actually semi pulled into the bricks already, and if I pull it through, can you see it just came through on the other side of it? So you can pull the knot into the hole on the brick, and I'm gonna add a bit of glue or nail varnish on the top of the knot here, trim it, and then I can pull it in to the beads themselves, so they will disappear as well, and then you have got a nice elastic ring, which is like, it's kind of like cheated because it's only elastic on the bottom, but on the top part we stitched it, so it still looks like a whole stitched ring, but it's on the elastic, so it's really nice and easy to wear. That's it there to it really. There's nothing like, you know, it's a very easy project, very pretty, and as I said, you can wear them sort of layered up as well if you want to. It's just a really nice, I don't think the other one might be a little bit too small. Oh no, it's just about goes on my big sausage finger. You can wear them layered up as well, more than one at the same time. How would you add the thread to the top part if you use the elastic for the ring part? Okay, so if you use the elastic for the bottom part, what you're gonna do, you're just gonna go through the very first SuperDuo here. You're gonna pick up your purl, add the pearls all the way down, turn around with your seed bead. Actually showing this one because the seed bead is a different color so you can see it better. Turn around with the seed bead, come back on yourself, then go through the last SuperDuo, pick up the 4 seed beads, knot your end and beginning together, and then through the SuperDuos, through the purl, and you're into adding your top bit. Then you're gonna come back and add the missing seed beads for the top bit, and that's it. So you kind of just gonna weave it in on that SuperDuos. If you are adding the thread on the top, you don't touch this row where the elastic is, because what you don't want is to stitch through the elastic and then pull that tight and then kind of sort of cut the elastic. So if you are doing the bottom row elastic, the top row, what you adding, you just come in on the right hole in the SuperDuos inwards, add your bits, and then sort of just work your way around the top holes of the SuperDuos there. Good morning, Edward, nice to see you. Lucy popped the link in Facebook again, thank you very much. So that's it really. Question, how many bricks did you use, please, as I got fat fingers? So this one, where is the ring sizer? If you give me one sec, I think it was somewhere here, because we were looking at it with Leanne the other day, but it's not anything. No, I don't know. I must have moved it about, because I have been sort of moving and clearing about. I know the other ring sizer is here, but that's kind of sort of useless because that's only the rings themselves. We need the sort of the long rod. Oh, Roxy's here. Do you want to come and say hello? I'm going to show you. Haven't seen Roxy. She's so good now. She doesn't need to come on up, 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 up. Come on up. There we go. She's getting bigger and bigger. Oh, there you go. Have a good stretch. So her back legs are on the floor and I'm sitting down. So she's getting quite nice and tall. Bless her. But yeah, so it's very, very easy make. And don't forget, the bundle is only on until we have all the colors in stock. Once one colors goes out, then the whole bundle will go. The bundle has got an amazing price of £28 on there. So it's making, don't lick my head, to make 14 rings for £28. So it becomes £2 a ring. Oh, she just laid her head on the table. Look, I know it's moving it. She just laid her head there. That's it. She's like, Mommy, don't play with the beads. Play with me. Bless her. £28 to make 14 rings. Amazing value today. So please do check that one out. Lucy's saying too cute. She has got so big. She is quite big, but for me, like, she's kind of like the perfect size. I don't think she's over 10 months now, so I don't think she's gonna grow anymore in height. She does need a bit of grooming. And we got this beautiful little bow for her. That's courtesy of Leanne. I just came down last week and she had her bow in her head, in her sort of hair at the front when she was just sitting there with her bow. So I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't going to get you a bow, well, now you got one, and she actually looks quite cute with it, so I might look to get some different colours for her. So yeah, she has got a bow in her. That was from Leanne, so thank you very much for Leanne. She got the little bow for her. Right, thank you so much for watching me tonight. I'm going to be live on Kitty Robinson Designs. I'm not really sure what we're playing with, but we're going to come up with something and play with some beautiful beads. Other than that, next Wednesday, I got a special guest coming on. And I'm not gonna say anymore. You're gonna see. We're gonna put a couple of posts up. So I got a special guest coming on next Wednesday. Natalie's with you Friday and Monday, and I got Laura in the Bead Club today teaching some chainmail. I am teaching in the Bead Club next week. There's so many things going on. I haven't got my diary in front of me, but it's like I always have to look at it to be sure that I'm saying the right things. But anyway. Have a beautiful weekend. Check out the deals. Go for the bundle if you can, because once one color goes out, I know it's annoying, but then the whole bundle is gonna go. Have a beautiful weekend, and I